Hey, it's Rick with Rock Bottom Outreach, and it's day 30 of the New Heart Journey. So it's story time, and I could get right into it. And so I live in Weatherford, Texas, by something called the Texas Pythian Home. Looks like Python, but it's Pythian. And it is an orphanage for little kids. And some are babies, I'll be honest, and some are 18. Well, I have a very special place in my heart for places like this, because I used to coach at Gainesville Youth Prison, and that's not for everyone. And so there's a lot of kids there that were orphans and were raised without parents. So this really tugs at my heartstrings. And so anyway, I had Hayden and Brock with me, and they were asking about it. And I said, it looks like a castle. And they said, yeah. And I said, it's called the castle that love built, is what they call it. And I'm explaining it's an orphanage for kids that have difficult parent situations or no parents at all, and that's where they live. And of course, Brock says, well, I'd like to live there because it's a castle. So I'm trying to explain to him what that looks like, and being 7 years old, he don't get that exactly. And so anyway, we go to CC's Pizza, and they're playing games, and all of a sudden I noticed three little black boys, colored boys, that had went to nervously get something to drink. And their ages probably were maybe 4, 6, and there was an older one, but I could tell they was brothers. And so they kind of walked by me, and it caught my attention, and it was like the Holy Spirit said, hey, Rick, stop and introduce yourself. And so then I noticed two older looking folks that looked like grandparents, but they was white. And so I'm like, well, maybe they're raising these kiddos. And I love that. I love that. And I love any grandparent, the raising grandkids, standing in the gap, because it's biblical. It says so in the book of James. It talks about the widows and the orphans. And there's something called an orphan spirit. And I want you to look it up. And so there's an audio book to talk about the orphan spirit. Anyway, so I introduced myself, and they were very, very shy, very nervous. And anyway, and all of a sudden the lady, a real sweet lady, chimes in, and she said, we're from the Texas Pythian Home. Well, my heart just sank to like, Lord, what are you doing? You're killing me. And so anyway, a man shows up. He says, said they just came back from a long visit with mom in St. Louis. So I asked, how's mom doing? And the older one said, fine, sir. But I could tell, they were very nervous. Oh my gosh. Man, we got to do a better job of taking care of the orphans and the widows, folks. We just do. It's biblical. I know we have our own, man, but there's so many young kids that need us, that are without parents. And I think, man, we got to stand in the gap. And so, man, partner with Rock Bottom Outreach and doing that in the fall.